Hey guys, what's up? How ya doing? I'm here to talk to you guys about like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stone Ocean, which would be on episodes like 27 to 29 or episodes like 3 to 5, you know? These episodes right here was actually pretty crazy. I mean, like, pretty creative in a certain way, but it is what it is whatsoever. So if anything else, let's talk about number 27 called Sky Guy, you know? We have to it that Jolene, Hermes, and Emporio are pretty much on their way to like the location where Pucci is. However, Jolene says otherwise, that we should go to the location where Pucci is at right now, currently, you know? Eventually, we see to it that our buddies ends up having to go into some kind of trouble because of some guy named Rikiel, you know? His stand is pretty much called Sky Guy whatsoever, and we get to know how the stand works. Apparently, it has the ability to control and manipulate hot rods, or should I say, these little creatures whatsoever that looks like very fast flies or dangerous insects whatsoever, you know? Of course, I could just spill it in simple words that, like, they actually had some trouble along the way when fighting this guy because apparently they move at fast speeds and they go to a certain hot body temperature part in order to, like, suck out the life out of you, I guess. I don't know. But all I know is like, this guy tries to use the creatures he's controlling right now to fight Jolene and the others, but apparently because of the creativity of what Jolene and what Jolene did, you know, she will later on defeat Sky Guy, the Sky Guy stand user, you know. However, we get to know about this guy giving out information about Pucci himself and talking about Weather Report being actually the biological brother or blood brother to like Pucci himself, you know, which I go like, oh wow, that's pretty like crazy. Although like honestly, I did not think it was kind of true considering that he might be lying. However, that doesn't become the case, you know. So all I can really tell you, episode 27 involves like Sky Guy having to like cause some trouble to like Jolie and the others for them to lose the helicopter, and they had to jump out of it. You know, yeah, pretty crazy stuff, right? Okay, now we're gonna go on to episode 28. I mean, sorry, almost said the wrong number. Forgive me. Nope, I did say the wrong number. Well, not entirely, but yeah. Number 28 involves, like, Pucci having to talk to some guy named Versus, you know? We get to know that this guy seems to be very, like, strange in a certain way. All I can really tell is that when it comes to his ability, it looks like to me it's replaying or playing some kind of, like, man, I don't know what's the word for it. All I know is it's playing like certain events that happened in the past whatsoever. This is what Versus' ability involves, you know? We get to know how like how it works a bit, like involving a boy and his father about being shot in the leg whatsoever. As for Jolene, etc., somehow Jolene gets stuck in the plane when they go down the hole, you know? Etc. Even Hermes was supposed to help her out to get her out of there here and there, but it looks like to me things kind of got a little funny and complicated because versus his stand, I guess, or something. It's called Netherworld, if I remember correctly, or what I screenshotted, you know? It's called Netherworld, you know? Donatello versus whatsoever. We get to know how, like, how this ability works, you know? It plays back a certain crazy event that happened in spots happening at a certain dot on the mark, you know, etc. So versus the Netherworld stand user ends up playing a part of like a plane crash that involves Jolene and Hermes to be involved in it, you know, and it's about to crash in about like 3 minutes or so because of what happened here and there, and pretty much like Jolene and Hermes are pretty much in a trapped up predicament right now, and they are pretty much in trouble, you know. And as for Jolene, when it comes to the beginning of this episode, I forgot to talk about Emporio. Jolene therefore tells Emporio to deliver the memory disk of her father to the Speedwagon Foundation because that's the only way. And I was kind of concerned about that because in the episode of the Sky Guy, I'm like, I thought that disc was sent to Jotaro already, but I guess they didn't send it there because they didn't think about it, or they just didn't think about it until right now, you know? That's what I meant at the beginning of the episode. Jolene asked Emporio to call this number and give the memory disk to them, you know, that kind of thing. So yeah, what crazy stuff is that? Now we're going to go to episode 29. Episode 29 involves Jolene and Hermes trying to like fight their way through like some serious like trouble right now. But Pucci, on the other hand, tells Versus, like, you gotta be careful, okay? These two are pretty dangerous. And Jolene herself, she went through some serious external harsh training in order to master her abilities and her stand, in prison. Although Donatello has this psychological thing telling him to shut up and let him handle it, that kind of thing. But Pucci also warns, like, Versus Donatello that, like, Weather Report is on his way right now, and that is bad news himself, that kind of thing. As the episode continues on in its own way, we get to know about Donatello's past, how, like, his life was not really great, when his mother and father really hated him, or did not really care for him, he ends up running away. He will later on find a couple of shoes, which apparently he decides to take, and ends up going to juvie for it because, the jury's being a total D-bag or something, and his life is really pretty much in bad shambles right now, but we get to know that Donatello's ability is all because he awakened the stand within him. And then somehow Donatello somehow was able to, like, play back something about Father Pucci himself or something, and ends up having to, like, take a memory disk involving, like, Weather Report's memory. I don't know how he managed to do that, which is really shocking, I mean, JoJo's meant to be very bizarre, but I expect it to be a little, like, realistic, but whatever, I mean, it's JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Why should have known that it just works, that's what they say, that kind of thing. And we had Jolene manage to snag a police, like, communicator and talk to Emporio. Emporio will later on give the advice and help to, like, Jolene and Hermes to go to a certain seat location, I mean, like, Jolene did get into a trouble in a jet, but somehow managed to crash into the plane and not explode, because I don't know what's the word for it. All I know is like, Jolene was trapped in a jet when she was trying to go after, like, the Netherworld stand user. However, she managed to, thanks to Emporio's help whatsoever, and grabbing a police communicator, and managed to talk to Emporio, and Emporio bringing out a computer like a freaking, a ghost computer whatsoever. He managed to help Jolene out that the jet crashing into the plane that Hermes is on will not explode, because that's not what the events will foretold or will repeat, or say what will happen here and there. Eventually, we have that Jolene and Hermes will later on get to a certain location of the seats where two passengers survived. However, there were a couple kids in there because freaking, like, Versus put them there thanks to his stand ability, yada yada yada. So yeah, pretty crazy stuff of what he's doing, but whatsoever. The plane explodes, but actually, thanks to Hermes' ability and Jolene's, like, usage of a stand to, like, make herself small or something, they managed to survive the plane crash, with the help of the survivors whatsoever that survived the plane, But we see to it that, like I said, in other words, without a lot of detail, thanks to Hermes and Jolene's abilities, they managed to survive thanks to the two survivors they used in that scene that played out in the plane crash whatsoever. Use it to save the kids and themselves, and they end up defeating, like, the Netherworld stand user. However, the Netherworld stand user ends up using one last trick up his sleeve. Knowing that Weather Report is nearby, he ends up throwing the memory disk to him, and therefore Weather Report ends up starting to remember and being very angry, Pucci realizes what's going to happen and curses, like, Versus for doing some kind of stupid stuff like this, And Versus like, I don't care. I'm the one that's going to go to heaven whatsoever. I don't know, man. It's all pretty much ridiculous, So, yeah. And now Pucci is about to use his weather forecast ability, and it's about to be like, what's the word? Out of control. We don't really know. But, yeah, it's about to really lose sight of itself, So, yeah. Anyways, all I can really tell you in number 27, Sky Guy, all I know is like some guy controls some kind of like hot rod creature, and they managed to defeat it with some trouble, and now they ran into Netherworld, which apparently has the ability to like play certain events that happened in the past that happened on Earth, Jolene and Hermes were in a involving plane crash, and they managed to survive because the events put it in a certain way that happened. For example, like I said, they used the 2 surviving passengers to coat or shield themselves for survival somehow, thanks to Hermes' ability and Jolene's ability, you know? That kind of thing. You guys get the cue. That's if you watch the episode, that is. So, and now the worst part is now that the report just got his memory back from what was shown towards the end of episode 29. So it looks like to me we'll get to that. Maybe we'll get to that point tomorrow, or maybe some other time, because weekend is where I'm supposed to relax and all that and other stuff. But that aside, yeah. Jolene and Hermes and Emporio face 2 powerful. Well, I don't know about powerful, but some troubling stand users, but they managed to handle them. And now weather report, because of Versus's, I don't know, ability, he took the memory disk from Pucci somehow, throws it to like a memory weather forecast, and now that he remembers, and now he's gonna go run amok, possibly. Yeah, that's about it. Sorry if I make it confusing, but unless you watch the episode yourself, you get the idea what happened. So, yeah, until then, people, I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm out for Zero. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time, alright? Peace out. Bye-bye. Toot-toot-toot!